Whether you're leading a company, scaling a business, or rethinking strategy, this podcast delivers the insights you need to stay ahead. Welcome to Connected Conversations, where strategy meets connection and success is built together.
Hey, welcome. I am here in our very first Connected Conversations podcast with
Sukie Kang
and Jeroen Jan Elzinga.
Ooh, and I am Judith van Hoof, Judith van Hoof, maybe even in English, I don't know. Hey, why are we here? We're doing a Connected Conversations podcast because we're from Connected Movement. And let me wrap it up for you right away, because we like to cut to the chase, right? So what are we doing? Why should you listen to us?
Yes.
Today, we're talking about Connected Movement. What is it? For who is it? What are we specialize in? What are we good at? We're also talking about change management, transformation, versus maybe a little bit of project management, what our views are on it, and really try to connect you to the latest developments in the market and make it really interesting for you to say, so now what? So now what I do after listening to this podcast. We have an interesting guest every time. Today it's Jeroen, and your steady host team is Sukie, myself, and also Laurens, who's not here today. But you will get to know him the next time. And we'll do this a monthly basis.
Monthly, yeah. So before we ask Jeroen to answer some of our tricky questions about what connected movement is, in terms of this podcast, who's this for? Who's this podcast for?
For me, my point of view is I always like to stay up to date, but I don't have the time to listen to everything, read everything. And I also am interested in the experts. What do they think, their point of view? So this is our point of view as transformation, change management specialists on what's going on in the market and what it means for your organization. So it is a business podcast.
Yeah, so people who are within organizations or helping organizations change, improve, become, more efficient or better at getting product out the door. All of those people who are involved in any of that type of change management.
For me, it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jeroen, as CEO of Connected Movement, who do you think this podcast is for?
I think this podcast is for clients, but also for our own people as we work together in this connected movement that we try to do. And we don't want to, teach the world everything. We just want to, put the connection in there. You have a problem, you have multiple solutions. What works? And to cut to the chase, we have some ideas of what could work, and in the end, you choose what it is. But
make it very concrete. So now what? Yeah,
exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
So we're going to do this every month.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. And we're going to have a different topic every month.
Yes, different topics out from the field. What we see happening, but also what you see happening. So connect with us as well to. And let us answer any of your burning questions. Or what do you want us to talk about? So connect with us, and I will come back to that later. How, especially you can do that.
We do want people to get involved, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And we'll talk more about that near the end.
Yes. Who are we? Because we said the names. But yeah.
Well, why don't we start with you? Because you're doing a lot of the talking at the moment.
Okay, fine. So I'm Judith. I'm a transformation specialist. What does it mean? I guide companies, organizations from A to B, and the last year especially on the field of AI and digital transformation. What keeps me busy in life is family, but also work, of course, but family. I have 2 teenage sons, and they all do basketball on a high level. So I think my day job is transformation, helping organizations, how to start with AI, and then my evening/weekend job is also being a taxi driver. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I have to go to every time to practice.
You're a great taxi driver to get us here today.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Hey, I also always have the 3 questions. So I started with who am I? What keeps me busy in life? My second question to guests, but I think I can answer that as well, is where's your expertise area going in a year, 3 years, 5 years? So let me answer my own question then for the first. I don't know, because AI and digital is moving so fast. So I cannot predict where it will end. It will be, sort of scary and inspirational at the same time. But what makes it interesting for me is what is already possible today is already mind-blowing. So we're talking about quantum computing, robotics, everything, next level AI. But what you see happening on the streets and you go to the grocery store, you go to, I don't know, the practice of your kids to school, the change is not really visible. And that's what's fascinating to me. So I think adoption, implementation, transformation is the key word for the next years. Because there's a lot possible and we're not doing anything with it. Very interesting. And my third question, and I will answer them or will ask you guys the questions, is what it mean for me. So if that's the way it's going, I think I will guide people and organizations and also society towards this AI change step by step. And this will keep me busy for a long time. Because I think on a worldwide level, there are a lot of things that we need to do to help everybody. So, yeah.
True.
Hey, 3 questions. Eeny, meeny,
Go you
miny,
first.
mo.
Yeah. Okay.
You? What keeps you
Well.
busy in life at the moment?
Well, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm British. So I'm from London originally. And actually, for our Dutch listeners, I used to live in Amsterdam many, many years ago. So I recently moved just south of London, nearer the coast. And yeah, I also have 2 boys. And a little bit younger than yours, I think, 15 and 12. But that certainly keeps me busy. And yeah, so my role, I mean, I've been working in, lean and agile and change and transformation for many, many years. I guess I wear 3 hats. The 3 hats I wear are I'm a transformation consultant. I'm also a coach at executive and product level, and also team coaching. And then I'm a trainer. I'm an accredited trainer. I deliver lots of courses across lean, agile, safe, DevOps, Kanban, you name it. So yeah, that's what I do work-wise. And I joined Connected last month.
Yeah, welcome.
Ooh, the newbie.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm the newbie. There was no initiation ceremony yet. What did I say?
Making a
that?
note here.
Yes. We're going to Sorrento.
Yeah, I think my initiation ceremony may have been staying in somebody's Airbnb. But anyway, yeah, so what's going on in my life at the moment? Is that the first question?
Yeah, well, you told us, I think.
Yeah, I've answered that one.
Add what you want to
But in
know.
terms of my expertise area, so my expertise area is lean and agile.
Yeah, where's that going in the next years?
Yeah, I mean, primarily that tends to be the scaled agile framework because obviously that's the most popular framework. And but in terms of lean and agile, I think the main thing I am seeing is a lot more adoption from hardware organizations, people who are building physical product or cyber physical systems, as they say. We all know about agile in software for the last 20 odd years, and that's well mature now. But certainly in the hardware space, it's starting to increase a lot more traction. I think a lot of organizations are looking at the SpaceXs and lots of other organizations who are kind of adopting a lot of these agile principles. And they're getting good competitive advantage as a result. So there's more organizations now who are interested in adopting these principles. So I think that's one area.
What does it mean for you? If that's the space that your expertise, the safe, the hardware, it's developing in that way, what does it mean for you? What will you be doing?
Well, I mean, I'm fortunate in that I have been involved in a number of transformations in organizations who are building physical products. One was a manufacturer of MRI, and they do design development and build engineering of MRI machines. I got a lot of experience through that, and we actually really turned the dial in terms of their execution, their time to market, the quality went up. Even some of the other important things like staff sentiment, increased, like turnover decreased. People were much more connected with their work as well, much less friction in the workplace. So that was good. And the other organization, which I spent quite a bit of time with, they build retina eye scanners. So the machines that, when you go to the optician to get your eyes checked, those machines that you put your face next to, they are one of the main manufacturers of those machines based in Scotland. Great bunch of people, and we really improved outcomes there as well. So I'm really looking
where are you going?
Yeah, so I'm looking to really build on that and immerse myself more in the hardware world. I'm already speaking to some organizations about some of their challenges and how we can help. And I think a lot of that just is meeting, clients or prospective clients, reading a lot, reading because there's a lot of good examples happening worldwide now, and just trying to learn from each other in terms of what works and what doesn't work. So, yeah, conversations and quite a bit of research as well.
Connected conversations again.
There you go.
There you go. Hey, and our guest today, Jeroen Elzinga.
Yeah.
Can I ask you the same question? So what's going on in your life right now?
What's going on in my life? No, we're moving from connected learning to connected movements. So that's first building up the company, figuring out how to do it together. And also, because you guys want to know in my life what's personally there, also together with my family. I have two young children, 13 and 15, and they're going to school. One is doing very good, the other one needs a little bit help. So we try to help her with that, and that's my evening things, finding out how to do the Dutch and the German and the French. So in a little while,
brushing up your skills.
Brushing up my skills as well. And I'm a hockey coach and a volleyball coach for my children. So that's also what I'm busy with. So it's all connecting, not only in work, but also in private life. And I also have Airbnb, where somebody stayed before. Yeah,
you have multiple full-time jobs.
Multiple full-time jobs at home, at work, and around my children. Yes.
What would you say your expertise area, your expertise is?
My expertise, my expertise is actually in connecting people. Like I'm a good project manager, but I can't write. I'm a good Agile coach, but like if we need to put it all into practice and everything needs to be written, I'm dyslexic, so I need help of others. So I'm connecting this group around me, and then we put stuff into motion, and then we get to where we want to go. I did it when I was young, starting up in Friesland, where everybody spoke Frisian and I spoke Dutch. And then I went to school, everybody could write Dutch, but I couldn't because I have my dyslexia. So I needed to get help around me to do it together. And that has been the stuff where I'm good at, getting things done, getting it moving, but not only by myself, but together with others.
Is that why it's now called Connected Movement?
How did that name? Why did that name change? I was curious about that.
At first, it was like, okay, how shall we work together? Connected. We're all connected with project managers, with AI, with Agile. It's all around transformations and getting stuff done. And my idea was, okay, we're going to learn how to do this together. Connected learning. Learn how to do this together. Well, from clients' perspective or new people, it was more like, okay, we're a learning company and we're like an academy. And you can explain it all the time, but, like we're also maybe going to hire people or going to do consultancy more or transformation. So then it's connected transformations, connected consultancy or connected professionals, connected AI, connected safe or whatever we want to call it. So if you then have connected movement, and we're getting all these things to
it's
move.
More broad. Yeah.
All right.
That was the idea.
So connected movements, a movement community of all professionals, experts in their areas.
Yeah.
What makes us special? Why would a customer or an organization care?
Yeah, usually you go to a company to help you with a certain problem and you already know a little bit what you want. But usually it's not one problem, it's a connection of problems together that you need to have. So if it's within Agile, you think, but actually it's with your project managers, then you still need somebody of Agile background, but also a project manager. And also everything is AI, so you don't need an Agile guy and a project manager. You also need an AI guy, or maybe it's to do with the way you work together. So it's a little bit more HR culture. So we all have specialists together, and we did all kinds of transformations for other clients, the big five, etc. There we learned to work together, and you always saw that it's not one thing that is the problem, it's the combination. And that's why we are good at, because we have this combination. It's not that we go in only with Judith, only to do AI. Now she sees, this is the problem, that is the problem, this is the problem. And we put it in the network, and you have 5, 6 people to give you ideas, inspiration, and where to go next. Yeah. And then we get things moving, get it into movement, connected movement.
Quite pleased about that, aren't
you? Yeah, it resonates.
I was a little bit crying when the learning came off, but afterwards, I was like, no,
So,
it's the movement.
so at the moment, then, which sort of services would you say Connected Movement provides?
We provide, of course, the learning part still, but also more advisement, more like, okay, you're busy,
Consulting.
you get stuck, and then into consulting. Yeah, the English word is consulting. I
Yeah.
was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. And then still obviously delivering training courses, bespoke and accredited.
Yeah, accredited, bespoke, and also into maatwerk, as we say in Dutch. Custom approved, because
Yeah.
there is no one way that is right. And
Yeah.
if we have an implementation in a bank, or we have an implementation in the optical thing that you said earlier, it is a bit different because the business
context,
is different.
Yeah, context is different.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You said a word, and I was like wondering what your opinion is. So, Connected Movements, a group of transformation experts on different topics.
Yes.
What do you consider transformation? What does it mean?
Usually, a transformation is that you work in a certain way, and you see that it's not really working, or you have the idea that it could be different, and then you want to move to a different way of working. So the system you have is not completely correct, and you need a new system.
Like a new operating model.
Like a new operating
or a new
model.
operating system for the company.
Or a new operating system, yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't want to rant too much now, but I mean,
Oh,
I think
oh dear. Hold on, we're gonna
the
lean
word is
back.
abused. The word is very abused.
Very much.
You know, I see the word being used for upgrades, for example. You know, we're going to move from this system to this version. We're going to call it an transformation. It's like, no, that's just an upgrade.
That's an upgrade.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's become a bit of a sexy word that they're applying to everything. But I mean, similar to what you've just said, I mean, I tend to kind of go down the line of, say, John Cotter, who's obviously big in the change community and change and transformation. He's one of the world's leading thought leaders on this. And it's a fundamental change in how the organization gets stuff done. You know, it's a cultural transformation. It's it used to be, we used to talk about digital transformation, but it's, everything kind of changes how we operate, how we think, how we get stuff done, how we deal with uncertainty. It's a fundamentally different way of working. So it is quite a holistic kind of change, almost like the helicopter view of the organization, and how, the whole demand to delivery, execution, that whole thing in the middle is going to change for the outcomes we're looking for.
Are there organizations there that are not in transformation? Is there something, because we're all moving and we're all changing every time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who is like not concerned with this?
Yeah,
Are there examples?
Yeah, I mean, there are organizations who, for whatever reason, have said, the way we worked 3 decades ago, we're going to continue working like that today. But the thing is, economic pressure, market pressure, often, that's the driver. Once your competitive advantage starts to decrease, or your competitors are wiping the floor with you, that's a pretty big wake-up call that you cannot continue with the same way of working that you had decades ago.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of companies call you? Could it be anything? Is it government? Is it
Yeah,
business?
within governments, within businesses, within big events, like for instance, with we're talking about transformations and stuff that was previously different from what it is now. If you look towards like the Pope's thing with Christmas, that he stands on the thing and telling everybody the zegening, then at first everybody was looking. And now if you see it from general, everybody is with the telephone there. And you all see the telephones. And there's a big transformation in the event. If you see people in the Ziggo Dome on stage, and everybody's there with the phone. Well, who's taping it? Do you want to tape it? Why would you still go there? I mean, everybody is taping it, so you can see it. So what is your business model? Why would you still want to do that for the Pope thing? It is good because he doesn't immediately get money from it. But in the Ziggo Dome, that's a big issue.
My eldest child, he gets very, very annoyed if I pull out my phone at a concert or at anything.
So what kind of questions? What kind of
you-
questions do they ask you? Jeroen, help me because.
Usually they just say like, okay, we're out of inspiration. We tried everything. And they're like, so why do you think I have the solution?
We got better project managers in and things haven't changed.
Yeah, exactly. But like if everything is not changed or you didn't get your way, then probably you didn't fix the solution. You got somebody who helped you with what he's good at,
Yeah.
not with
or
what your problem.
what they're good at.
Yeah, or what they're good at. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's not fixing your problem. So first, we want to see like, hey, what's your situation? What is it that you want? What is a fix to the solution that you think you have? And then we first make a go. And we make a plan for the long go. And if it changes, then we change over time. But we do both things because you run a business, you have a long-term plan. And it's not that we go like, oh, let's try something out and see what happens. You see often, to say the Agile transition, we go into transition. We set up all Agile teams. So your company is Agile. Yeah, but how do you structure it? How do you tell them which way to go? How do you make sure it happens? And of course, there are multiple frameworks to work in.
And that's really interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think it's really interesting because you mentioned about the teams, whereas I think some of the most successful transformations, it's the leadership we start with, not the teams on the ground. They're already hungry for change, but it's the leadership who, fundamentally, they're the ones who create the system that everyone has to adhere to.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to zoom out because we're we're getting lost somewhere.
Yeah,
but it's good. I like it because I asked you, okay, what's your expertise area? It's the connecting to actually solve the problem that an organization is facing, connecting all the expertise, but also making it really move the transformation that you said.
Yeah, and making sure there is no common enemy because, like it's always like, they are doing it wrong and that's why we're doing it this.
Them and us.
It's always them and us. Like it's the people with the ties. Come on.
Yeah.
You wear a tie and now you're all of a sudden bad? Come on. You're a project manager, you're an Agile, you're a developer, you're a tester. Come on, we're all people.
Yeah.
So start from there. What is the issue? Why are we not working together? Because we don't talk the same language. So no, let's talk the same language. Well, how are we going to move stuff?
So what's
that's
going on I'm also, because we had connected conversations and we like to keep our listeners up to date on what's happening in the market. We're talking about transformation, like really making change happen for organizations. They have a problem. They call you.
Yeah.
Said, Jeroen, we need to have Jeroen Jan Elzinga from Connected Movement because we're totally stuck. What's going out in the market? What kind of things are you like, hey, but this is really helpful developments, I don't know, tools, framework, ideas. What kind of things do you see happening in this field?
In the field. If you look towards the Benelux, we're a little bit hyping market. So there's a new word and we want that. And you see that it's now a little bit, we know project management, we know AI, like it's going to be okay and we're going to figure it out. Well, if you look towards from the long run, not from the Benelux point of view, it's just one part of the toolbox. We have so much in our toolboxes, and it's not one thing you need to do. It's not one thing you need to choose it. And I think that's going to be making the big difference in the long run. That we'll also see here, like, it's not one thing that you choose to do and then be blind for the rest. So get off your horses looking one way, flaps. And if you look towards the rest of the transformation, a lot of stuff, you're in AI, it's going to be AI. I want a plan for this is my problems, put it in AI and you have a plan.
That's in fact, can I ask you, because I'm quite curious about the type of work.
Yes, I'm firing all my questions.
We'll let our guests just catch a breather there. And what sort of work are you doing in AI at the moment?
All kinds. So I get a lot of questions. So why do we call me? All right, Judith, we heard a lot about AI. What should we do with it? What is it? Because AI is a very big word and it basically covers everything going on right now. So machine learning, it's already been there. Now it's called AI and it's, chatbots was there already and now it's all called AI and it's, and so on and so on. So that's why I say for my expertise area within Connected Movement, it's digital and AI. Because if you don't have your digital transformation, your data, your processes clear, you can drive that Ferrari in, but it will not get you the results. It will just drive through the wall.
Exactly.
And there you go. There's no results. That's what's going on there. And why did they call me is, what is it? Can you help me? Can you do an inspiration session for management? We're creating targets for next year. We should invest, but where? What? Helping with assessments as well. So the where, what, how, where could you do and leverage on AI? But what does it mean? What part of it? Is it your customer service? Or is it your IT landscape? Or is it your personal productivity? Like we all know now that we use ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, all those tools. There are a lot of them. And you get interesting prompts and interesting tips every day. But that's more for your personal productivity. So do you leverage that for your employees? Or do you use it in your core processes? Or are you going beyond and you're trying to get new business revenue, new business models out there using what is available? So that was last year. A bit of the question was about everything. AI question mark. And then looking. What I notice now is actually the transformation. It's like, yeah, okay, we have an idea. We're inspired. We need to do something. So where do we start? What is your approach? I get the question. What is the best practice? The approach? Again, there's a toolkit of everything out there. Yep. And we apply it to this rapid digital transformation, which is called AI. But it's the same. How do you experiment? How can we fail? How much do we invest? It's like getting that way of working in. Also that AI portfolio management, it's there. Yep. It's again, from the toolkit, how do you make the decisions? How do you identify, filter, prioritize, and implement? What is your buy strategy? Do you make it? Do you buy a standard platform or do you buy best of breed? It's like everything. So there's governance frameworks, but it's not like the one solution is out there. We are, with all our best expertise, we are creating the approach and learning a lot because not one implementation is the same.
And then you did your totally AI transformation and you have one system before AI and now a new system with AI and everybody's working and everybody is like, what do we do now? Or we still need it. And then comes the transformation again with project managers. Maybe you have long-term things, or Agile, you have short-term things.
So some things are totally new and we're really inventing, but it's using the common sense and change management toolkit, transformation toolkit that we have.
Yeah, but I think
again, leadership.
But I think there's what's quite interesting is how it connects to a lot of the work we've been doing for the last few years. In that one of the key prerequisites for effective AI development, I would say, is having a really good delivery pipeline. Actually having the ability to get fast feedback loops. Can we run experiments and get those results in a really short period of time? Or does it take us weeks or months to get the results of experiments? If you're doing AI initiatives, you want your continuous delivery pipeline or your CI/CD, whatever you want to call it, you want that to be as lean and as efficient as possible, as automated as possible, so you get those results and that feedback really quickly. Exactly. But if every experiment's taking several months to get the results, you're going to be moving really, really slowly. So
especially because you don't, in the beginning, you have use cases, right? Your questions. Could we use it for customer service? You need that feedback and learn. And not everything will succeed. Sometimes it's like, it's not worth it, the investment. But you need that information quick. Instead of what you say, we tried for 6 months, everybody was super hyped, leadership was like putting targets on it, and we failed. So now what? So it's indeed not just upgrading a tool, implementing a tool. It is that transformation view that I have and that we have with the Connected Movement on also digital and AI. It's about way of working, getting good portfolio management in and use cases and start experimenting and also measuring. Does it bring us what we thought it would?
Yeah. So already having invested and leveraged things like automation to ensure your AI work is giving you results faster, feedback faster.
Yeah. In a couple of hospitals, we put cameras down to see how quickly the treatments were. We call that diagnose-behandelcombinatie, DBC's. And with AI, we looked at it, how quickly does everything go? And then we could optimize the workflow of the hospital. It's not anything to do with technical systems, but we used AI in a transformation for human systems in working, because that's still also today the case. It's not only that we want to automate stuff and robotize stuff, but we also just want to see where does it stack out in our just human processes. Because not everything AI or AI related or with measurements is always for optimization via robotization or automation.
Zooming out, because you asked me the question, hey, what's going on in market? And I just did a 3 to 5 years prediction, which I can't make, but it's going to hit us all. AI is made for you. Going back to the toolbox.
As Agile people, what do we say about 3 to 5 year predictions?
they ultimately suck.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you need to have a planned horizon where you're going to work towards.
And what is your planned horizon for connected movement?
If I look towards connected movement, in the first couple of years, we're going to make a name for ourselves. We're going to grow up beyond the Benelux. So we're going to go into Europe. And if I look towards 10 to 12 years, we're just going to be part of all the transformations. It's not that we are in the lead of everything and everybody is via connected initiatives. But in every initiative, there will be a connected person because we have the top people. We have the people who work. You're in England, but we also have people in Poland, Bulgaria, China, Australia. So we're going to be a part of this bigger global group. How? I don't know exactly, but are we going to be in a driver's seat? Maybe next to it.
Yeah.
Well,
one of the things I thought was really good in terms of some of the work that you have done is how you partner a lot with other organizations, whether they're framework partners or whether they're tool partners, a lot more partnership working, for whoever the client is, whoever the customer is, but, working together, even though you're meant to have like a competition, but it is that word which I think SAI originally came up with, which is that co-opetition. So we're competing, but we're also cooperating, or collaborating. I think that's great.
Yeah. There are no competition. We are all colleagues.
Yeah.
And maybe you work for a different a company because you have a different brand. But
you go to a different Christmas party.
You go to a different Christmas party, that's it. Yeah. And we are all trying to get the same results. So if we work together instead of against each other, then we can move forward more quickly. So if we do an endeavor in, for instance, Germany, why should we, with Dutch people, tell German how to work or that we combine our efforts with the German company and, hey, you know how this works with your culture. This is how it works in Holland. Let's put both things together and see what it is. Because in the end, we're all Europeans or human beings. So
I like that. Like
1 and 1 is 3,
It is really about getting to that solution, or there's not one solution, but getting to that point where you want to go together, really learning rapidly from the feedback loop and really connecting as humans, because we all have our expertise or learnings, and you really want to help people get there.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
So if people want to find out more about connected movement, how can they do that?
If you go to the website of connectedmovement.com, of course, there you can find
connected-movement.com.
Connected hyphen,
Now, what's that in Dutch? What's that Dutch?
The minus sign.
Streepje.
So can I pronounce
connected movement.com.
Streepje? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, how am I doing?
Because
that sounds a bit dodgy.
Anyway, we wanted to have a connection thing in between. So you have connected, movement, and when you put them together, just like when we put all our projects, all our initiatives together, or all our professionals into a group together.
So connected-movement or connected-movement.com.
Yes, that's it.
All right. And so people can go to the website and find out how to... Okay.
Individuals and companies can join us to become this global...
So if I'm an Agile coach and I'm interested in finding out more or joining the movement, I can...
Go to the site, click on contact, and tell us what you do, and then we'll get in contact together.
Yeah. It's nice. This is our first podcast together as host team and getting interviews.
Do you think people can tell?
No, we're professionals, really. But we also like to keep, we said, cut to the chase and get a quick in and out on what's going on in the market. We talked a lot about transformation, which is nice. There's not one single framework or solution to get you there. No. It's really a toolkit and really driven by people connecting to, hey, how can we make this work within the organization? So I really like that. Thank you, Jeroen, for pointing that out.
Thank you. Yeah.
And interesting things. So we see a lot of things going on in the market about toolkits, frameworks, still developing. You need one, but just not one, just combine.
Yeah.
We talked about hardware.
It's a shortcut.
So we see the market move into hardware and really applying those frameworks for transformation on hardware driven. Yeah, and I can talk for hours about AI. And I did. So there. Hey, one more thing before I forget, because now we had the first topic. We said, okay, transformation, change management, what's going on? And let's get Jeroen in for Connected Movement. We want to do this as a monthly thing, our monthly news update, connected conversations, getting you quickly to the things that are going on in the market and what's in it for you. But that burning question, the what's in it for you, we are really interested to know. So I'm going to try to pronounce this in English. If you have a question or a topic that you're like, please do this the next time, can you send an email or a voice recording with your question to podcast@connected-movement.com.
Yeah, and your recording. If you send your recording in, we'll play the recording on the podcast, but try and keep it to 90 seconds or less. Or if you don't want to hear your voice on the podcast, just send in an email to the email address.
Yeah.
And we welcome participation from you, the audience.
All right. How is this for you, Jeroen?
It was nice. Was kind of, but now it's totally good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Totally
How is it
good.
for you, Sukie?
Great. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as daunting as I thought it might be.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Thank you
Let's
very
do this
much.
more often.
We
I liked
should.
it too. We make a good Muppet host team here on the side.
Did you say Muppet?
I did not say the word Muppet. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching. Until the next time.